All right. Hello, everybody. And my name is Mike McDonald. I'm the founder and president of Kidventure Camps. And this is kind of the last of our live streams for the spring season before the summer starts, which is only in 4 weeks, believe it or not. And this is a live stream that's sort of all about preparing for your first day of camp. So a lot of families who are attending for the first time, and even those that have attended Kidventure before, like to tune into this because we talk about sort of how do you prepare for your first day of camp at Kidventure. And I'm not about to try to be an expert on every single one of those things, but I am going to bring in a panel of esteemed experts in the camp professional world, and the first of which I'm going to bring in right now, and that is Nicole. How are you doing, Nicole?
Hi, Mike. Thanks so much for having me. Thanks, everyone, for joining today. Super excited to kick off camp this summer.
So glad for you to be here. Nicole is sort of serves a dual role at Kidventure. She is the camps coordinator for the DFW area, but also our overnight camp coordinator, which I know you're pretty stoked about as well. Are you super excited? Can you believe it's like only 4 weeks?
I can't believe it, but it's like Christmas. So, first day of camp and every day thereafter. So, really excited to kick off. It's getting busy in the office, and this time of year is my favorite time of year for sure.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's introduce our next guest who's going to be here today. We've got everybody. Jake Straughns, the Houston Assistant Camps Coordinator. Jake, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike. Getting ready for camp and looking forward to it.
Awesome, amazing. And then our final guest today, Noel from Austin, our Austin Camps Coordinator. We've got everybody covered. We have all the bases covered today. How are you, Noel?
I'm good. How are you, Mike?
I'm so excited. I'm so tired. I'm ready.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm ready
All you good.
for day one. I know we spend like let's bring everybody together. We spend like I don't know 9 months preparing for day one, which this year is June 1, and
Yeah.
it is like it always amazes me how quickly, like, I don't even think April even happens. You know what I mean? I think we go March to May, and I don't even know what happened to April. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I don't know. It just gets lost in the shuffle and all the excitement and the preparation for summer camp. This will be our 32nd year of summer camp in the great state of Texas, and so I'm just pleased and honored to be able to be a part of this again. So lots changed since 1994 in summer camps. So, but I could talk about that all day long and tell stories, but that's not what we're here for. So we're here to talk about preparing for your first day of camp. I don't know, Nicole, do you remember going to camp for the first time when you were a kid?
Oh my gosh. Yes. All the emotions, right? Excitement, nervousness. It is, a whirlwind. You might know some friends there, but you're about to walk in and meet, anywhere between 40 and 80 of new friends that are now a part of your camp family. So it's a really, really fun time to support our campers in making
I
that
think
transition on a magical day.
you bring up a really great point, and I tell parents this like a lot. It's like, and I think we take it for granted, right? It's like my kid's going to camp. Let's drop them off at camp. They're gonna have a great time. Imagine as an adult, someone dropping you off at a house to go to a party, and you know no one there, and you've got to walk up to the front door. I mean, it's kind of, it's a little nervous, and we ask our kids to do that. But at Kidventure, we get that, and from the moment parents pull up, and we'll talk about this, we're trying to make that situation so inviting and so comfortable and so exciting. From the music that we're playing out there at the curbside to the energy that our counselors are bringing when the kids arrive, because we know once they get in there, the magic starts happening, right? And camp starts like taking place. So anyway, all right, let's talk about the agenda. This is what we're going to go over today, you guys. So keys to success. We're going to talk about that. We're going to give you 32 years of experience and what to do before you get to camp. And I think a lot of the success of your first day of camp has to do in the prep work and not necessarily getting to camp, right? What to wear, what to pack. We're going to talk about that. Communications. Oh my gosh, communications, so important. And we have three really solid ways that we communicate with all of our families, and we're going to explain those. All right, then drop off and pick up. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What's our procedure for drop off and pick up? What are the safety procedures, and how do we escort your child from the car into the car? That kind of stuff like that. Then we'll talk a little bit about the first day of camp. We're not going to go into curriculum. We're not going to dive into all the minutia when it comes to everything that they do during the day, because we've already kind of covered that in other live streams. But I do want to sort of like give you a sense of that. And then your camp team, which I feel is always the most important part of your child's camp experience. That's what your kids' experience about camp really hinges on, is the quality of that camp team experience. We'll talk about that. And then we're going to do Q&A. So everybody here is going to have an opportunity to ask questions. And so what I urge you to do is don't wait to the very end. As you think about a question, so we're going through the deck here, think about a question, drop it into the comment section. That's going to be pulled up, and I'm just going to slide those over on the Q&A, because a question you might think of might not be a question that another parent thinks of. And so it's really helpful when you come up with those questions, not just for yourself, but for everybody else in the gallery. All right. Are y'all ready? All right, enough of this. Here we go. Keys to success. All right. If I had to put 5 things down that I think would help you right off the bat for making sure that your child is super successful on day one, the first one would be reading your camp newsletter. Okay. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. But every camp session that you come to, whether that's 1, 2, 10 sessions during the summer, there's a specific newsletter for that camp session that's going to be sent to you on Thursdays before each week you attend. Okay. The newsletter is wonderful, but if you don't read it, it doesn't do you any good. So you got to read it. And we've made it really easy to read because we've made it mobile ready. We put links on there. Like, it's really designed in a way to be super user friendly for that experience. Okay. The next, have your camper come hydrated. Nicole, can you speak to this, please?
I mean, it's like prepping for a sports game, right? We have a lot of adventure that we're doing. So making sure, weeks leading up, night leading up, we're having a good dinner, we're staying hydrated, we're getting those electrolytes in, making sure that we're ready to go. We're very mindful of the heat and doing those activities in the morning, but it's a jam-packed schedule. We're doing a lot of different activities, a lot of fun. So it's really important that you come to camp early, hydrated. We'll do a lot of water breaks and water fill-ups, but setting your camper up for success and preparing them ahead of time is very helpful for day one.
Yeah. Coming to camp hydrated puts your kid in a really great position. If you just happen to move here from Maine to Texas for the first time, the summers here are a little warm. And even for the people who've been here all our lives. And so we take the sun and we take the heat very seriously. We schedule activities in the hottest part of the day indoor, those kind of things like that. But we got to have your help when it comes to hydrating those kids. All right, dressing your camper for success. I'm going to throw this one your way, Noelle. Give us a sense of that.
Yeah, so definitely coming in your camp shirt, our blue shirts for our 3 to 5 year olds, red shirts for 1st through 5th graders, and that navy shirt for our 6th through 9th graders. That's one, for safety, for us to know where all our campers are, for us to be able to grab them quickly and spot them really easily. But also it creates a sense of community. They come in, they're wearing the same shirt, they're twinning with someone. That's fun, right? Definitely wearing those closed-toed shoes. We are doing lots of physical activity. It is a safety precaution. And also, I mean, you don't be running around with Crocs sliding off your feet. Not very fun. And then pack them, some extra things if they need them. If you want to send an extra pair of clothes in case they're doing splash day, sending that swimsuit if they're not already wearing one under their t-shirt, which we do suggest. Just making sure that they have all of those things, but they're really just wearing that camp shirt and they're ready to play.
Yeah. Good stuff. And then, of course, success also means crazy sock day, wear your shirt backwards day, those kind of things like that. So we do have these crazy ways that we ask the kids to dress up to make camp that even more special and magical kind of a place. So, but we'll let you know about all that kind of stuff like that. And we're going to go a little bit more into the packing list when we get down here. Download the app and enable notifications. Believe it or not, Kidventure has their own white label app. That app is required. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more. You can download that app from Google Play, Apple Store, and it's going to provide you with the opportunity to check in and check out your child through a QR code that's uniquely yours. It's going to send you notifications. You can register from it. And the thing that parents love the most is because we take pictures during camp, and it's going to deliver you pictures of your campsite for that specific week. We'll go into that a little bit more. And then, Jake, lean on us. What do we mean by lean on us? We're here to help.
Exactly what it says. Reach out, call us, email us. We are always here to help. We have an amazing team of CSRs led by our fantastic office manager, Kiara, who is a savior to all of us, who does some amazing work. And all the time we get calls from parents and they apologize because they feel like they're asking silly questions. And it's no, if you have a question, we are here to help. We want you to have a fun and successful camp experience. And if you don't know what's going on, it's hard to do that.
Yep.
You might get one of us on the phone, Kiara, or the other CSRs. We are here for you to make camp wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right, let's talk about what we wear. And I'll say, Noelle, why don't you go through this list for us? I sort of put everything in here. Some apply to discoverers and some apply to explorers, and maybe set the stage for those people who don't know what an explorer is and what a discoverer is before you give them some context before you go through this. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So our discoverers, those are our 3 to 5 year olds. They wear a blue t-shirt. Sometimes we call them our blue shirts. So they're definitely going to wear their blue shirt to camp. And they're going to be in comfortable athletic wear, just ready to, hop on the rock wall and play outside with their friends. Tennis shoes for everyone. That is really important, just for safety reasons. And we don't want anyone losing any shoes, stepping on anything they, shouldn't be stepping on. Our explorers are in the red shirts. They have a red t-shirt that they'll wear. Our leads wear their navy shirt. Our explorers are 1st through 5th graders, and leads are 6th through 9th graders. Again, same thing with shoes for them too. We're all very active. We're doing lots of adventure challenges, things. You need to be wearing the tennis shoes. Lunch, unless you're ordering lunch through us, definitely pack a lunch. Be mindful of, letting us know of any allergies and things like that in your registration, so we can be prepared for that too. Our discoverers have chill time, so they might participate in a nap or just some, chill time for them to, rest and reset in the middle of the day. So bring a nap map for them. Change of clothes for discoverers, that's just an extra safety thing for us too, just in case we have an accident or something happens, just totally bring an extra change of clothes and we'll help you out there. For our explorers, they have their splash days, so definitely bring an extra change of clothes for those too, just in case they run outside in their red shirt and it's completely, covered in water. They might need something extra. Go ahead and fill your water bottle up before coming to camp. We will refill it throughout the day, but it's always great to start with a filled water bottle. Like Nicole said, that hydration is really important, and it starts the day before, so making sure they're super hydrated. Spray sunscreen. Spray it before you come. We will spray it throughout the day as well, but we definitely recommend the spray just because it's quicker, easier, and our staff can help apply that. Make sure everything comes in their backpack and that everything is labeled. We do a lot of fashion shows of lost and found items, which is very fun, but at the same time, that lost and found table can really pile up, and we don't want anyone to lose their, nice waters and backpacks and things like that. So make sure that everything is labeled and everything fits inside their backpack, so it's super easy to grab, super easy to find.
Awesome. Good job. Thank you very much. That's what to bring. What not to bring. Not a huge list. We're a tech-free campus. Please no mobile phones or electronics. We're here to make real-world connections at summer camp. Toys, love them, but we got so many things to play with, so many opportunities to have fun. We want you kids to keep their toys at home. Gaming devices, once again, let's keep those at home. And we put valuables on there really because, I wouldn't send your child with something that you wouldn't want them to lose. We do a really good job keeping up with stuff. But the brand new $150 water bottle might not be the best choice. Just think about that, okay? Once again, it's real important to put your name on things. Anyway, any questions about anything to bring or what not to bring, always you can reach out to the office or email us, and we'll help answer that question. I'm just giving you an example here. Red shirts are explorers, blue shirts are discoverers. Navy blue shirts, those are our leads campers, our middle school campers, right? Just to give you sort of an idea of what they sort of look like. Those shirts are mandatory. We require those at camp. Why do we require camp shirts? For two reasons. The most important is safety. We want to know exactly who our kids are at all times. Yes, our campuses are closed campuses for the most part, but we also go on field trips with our explorers. We also go on field trips with our leads. We don't go on field trips with our discoverers. They stay put. But it's important to us because safety is the foundation for everything that we do. And I will talk, and you can purchase those shirts anytime right now. And in fact, let's talk a little bit more about that. Let me close this out, and I'm going to put this on here. You can order any of your camp shirts right now at a discounted rate. They are $12 right now up until May 15th. After May 15th, the price of the shirt increases to $15. Okay. If you order by May 15th, that shirt will be packaged with your name on it and ready for you at your campsite on day one. Your day one might be week 4. Your day one might be week 1. It's going to be there for you. I always say to parents, grab a couple shirts, so you don't have to do a bunch of wash, that kind of thing like that. And I know there's like a whole black market of Kidventure shirts that gets passed on from one kid to another. Tap into your friends and families that have been going to Kidventure for a long time. I'm sure a lot of people have tons of those in their drawers too as well. But please note that, okay? So if you haven't ordered those shirts, you didn't do it in the process of registering, you can always call the office or email. They'll add it onto your account for you and take real good care of you, okay? All right. That makes sense. Did I miss anything else on that part, y'all? Okay. I will win one thing about water bottle, and because water bottles, I don't know why this happens, but when you send your kid to camp with a water bottle, give them a water bottle with a big lid. It just makes so much more sense. I've found the ones that have the straw built in where the kids can suck the water out are also the best for kids. A 3-year-old turning a water upside down that doesn't have that one sometimes can be a little challenging. So the straws that are built into the water bottles seem to be the most appropriate and successful for our campers, okay? Anyway, so there you go. A little tidbit more of information there. All right. So let's talk about communications. Man, when we communicate well with one another, things just go so much smoother. And we try to do our part to help you guys understand and to get what we're trying to get across to you, okay? And so the first form of communication is going to be our newsletters, okay? So once you're signed up for camp, every Thursday before the Monday you start camp for that week, we're going to send you what looks like that. It's going to be the newsletter, all right? And in it is going to be everything specific to that week, all right? Whatever that theme week is. It's going to be emailed to you as a link. It's also going to be in your camp app, okay? And it's mobile ready, right? Because we know that 76% of our families are viewing Kidventure information on their mobile device, all right? So we want to make it easy, but you can use it on your desktop too as well. It's important for you to read it, okay? It's going to go through things like camp basics, like where's camp located, directions to get to camp. Once you get to camp, how do you pull into the parking lot and where do you drop off and pick up, okay? It's going to have the highlights for the week. It's not going to have what they're going to do every minute of the day, okay? That would be like a book we would have to give because we do so much during the day. But it's going to highlight some of the things and tell you when field trips are, when KV Live is, some of the big ticket items, we're going to have it in there. It's going to have a link to things like a medical dosage form, all right? Because if your child is coming with medications, they need to be in their original container and they need to be handed off at drop-off with the director with the medical dosage form, okay? It's going to have the lunch menu in there for the week. And it's going to have pictures and names of your camp team so that when you see your kid's counselor, you just got to flip on the back of that newsletter or scroll over to the last page and say, oh, that's the one my kid's been talking about, okay? So we put everything in there for you, all right? And it'll change from week to week in terms of like the theme and those kind of things like that. All right, that's the newsletter. Did I leave anything out there, you guys, with regard to that newsletter? All right.
No, I just want to reiterate how important it is to read the newsletter, especially early in camp when you're learning where a car line is and things like that. Save yourself a hassle and make sure we're reading the newsletter each week.
Yeah, I also think that the newsletter serves really as a great way to set expectations for your child before they come to camp. Some kids, man, there are totally whatever. They'll come to camp and they don't have to know anything. You know what I mean? But for some kids to talk to them about, hey, you guys are doing this on a Monday and you're doing this on a Tuesday, and it also gets you talking points, right? Like if my kid, right? If I ask him what he did at camp, and he'll probably say nothing, and I know he did like 1,000,001 things at camp, right? And that's just his go-to. But if I pull out the newsletter and go, oh, I understand you guys went rock climbing today, all of a sudden it spurs conversation with me, right? And so I think the newsletter is also a great point of reference when it comes to creating conversation between you and your child about what they did that day, okay? So that's another thing I think that the newsletter sort of serves a good purpose for. All right, next form of communication that I think is uber important is the app, okay? It is available on App Store, and it's available on Google Play on Android. And it's the login for your app is the same login for your registration system, okay? But I'm going to tell you this, and you might forget it, but I'm going to say it to you, and I'm going to try to emphasize it. There's only one login for safety reasons, and so you can't have a separate login for your husband and a different login for the wife. It's the same login. You guys have to share that login, okay? But once in there, it serves several purposes. One of those is, which for us is real important, is it'll pull up the QR code. It creates a unique QR code. So instead of us having to have you dig around for your license and verify who you are, we just scan your QR code, and it will check you into camp and timestamp that, and check you out of camp, timestamp that. Okay. It'll also show us if there's anybody on your registration form that is authorized to pick up your child besides you. Okay. We don't just let anybody pick up your kid, right? If you and the neighbor are both going to camp and you guys are wanting to share carpools, right? You both need to be on each other's authorized to pick up sheet, okay? Which we can see in that QR code. If not, then we're going to call you because once again, safety is the foundation of everything we do. And you might be like, oh my gosh, Mike, come on. You know me, release me. And I know my wife, look, it's the owner's wife comes into camp and she's not on the list. They're going to give me a call, right? And they're not going to release my kid to Peggy. That's just how it's going to be. And that's how seriously we take that, okay? All right, we take pictures during camp and we upload those to the app so that you can see what's going on at camp, all right? We don't do it every hour of every day, okay? So I wouldn't sit there and with bated breath waiting for that picture of your kid to come across, okay? I know it's important, right? I know it. I get it, right? But our first obligation is to camp. But we do have designated people at camp who are charged with the duty of taking pictures and trying to capture all the moments of camp that we know you love so much, okay? A lot of times we don't upload those maybe until later on in the day or maybe at lunch when we have a chance to catch a breath and do that, but that's there for you. And parents love it, okay? They love it. You can view your camp schedule from there, and you can also register for more weeks, okay? And this year they added things like adding lunch and adding shirts and those kind of things on there. That wasn't there last year, so an upgrade has been made, okay? All right, that is the app. Did I miss anything there? Anything to add, you guys?
Yeah, for the check-in and out process, each person in the family has their own QR code. So once you go to check them in or out, make sure you are on the children's QR codes, and there's one for each child.
Yeah, I don't know why they
You
put
can
a
also
QR code.
you also take screenshots of the QR codes and save that to your phone's
Oh yeah,
wallet.
oh yeah. So, yeah, I'm saying this because I'm a dad, right? Moms get it, and it's so funny. The moms know how to do it, and they're like, and dad rolls in there, and he's like, he doesn't know where the QR code is, and so here's a DIY. Here's a pro tip, mom. Take a screenshot of your QR code and send it to your husband. That'll do it right there, okay? And then he doesn't have to worry about trying to get into the app in the car line, and he's got 500 cars behind him when what I'm saying. So just shoot him a screenshot, and it could make it easy, please, because it would make it easy on me. I totally get it. Okay. All right. The last form of communication is not AI. It's an actual living, warm human being who's there to help you. We have several CSRs. They have been assigned to you specifically. Okay. Their job is to help you on the phone and through the email, right? Questions about camp. I want to sign up for lunch next week. I'd like to add another week. My child's coming next week that has an allergy. We have to leave early on Thursday for a dentist appointment. They're there to help you and make your camp experience at Kidventure one that's smooth and like, you know, and the reason we do this is for good reason. We don't give you the director's phone number to call to do all that stuff with. Why? Because you want your director with your child and that camp staff running summer camp, not sitting on the phone all day long with all of our families, okay? And so they're very well versed on your campsite. That's why they're specific to your campsite, and they can take care of all those things. Absolutely. If you're in Carline and you need to talk to the director, if you need for the CSR to have the director call you because you really need to talk to the director, they're going to make that happen for you, okay? But they're sort of your point of contact outside of Carline, right? That you can ask questions to and be served, okay? All right. Okay. Let's move on. All right. Nicole, you want to do this one? Tell people how do they get dropped off at camp, please.
Yes, so we have a curbside drop off and pickup. Again, reiterating how important it is to view the newsletter. You'll be able to see a map with clear arrows of where you need to go when you're pulling in, but we'll also have these signs posted throughout the campsite, making sure that you know exactly where you need to go. So it'll be pointing you directly to where our drop off and pickup location is. You'll see a whiteboard, and that kind of knows is your cue that you're in the right place. You'll see your camp whiteboard. So we ask parents to stay in the car. You'll be greeted by a director. We'll be playing music outside, really getting the day started. And make sure you have your app ready to go before you pull up because they'll be scanning that as well. So either the director or counselor will be escorting campers from the car into camp. We'll be saying goodbye, and I always tell parents that are, maybe a little bit of hesitation or worry, give them 5 to 10 minutes, and trust me, they'll be inside like they had been there for years. And if that's an extra follow through that we need to do, just communicate with our office and our director, and we'll be sure to follow up and give you a little update once we get the camp day going and started.
Most kids just roll up and go into camp and they're good to go. And we're going to get kids that are nervous, that maybe are clinging onto you. And I totally get it, totally understand. Jake was probably a lot like that when he was a young child, I'm sure. Don't you think, Nicole? And
I absolutely was.
I knew it. We call it compassionate departure. And when a parent says, I love you, give me a hug, goodbye, and let Kidventure escort you in, that's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? Pulling over the car, continuing to hug them makes it harder for them, to be honest with you, okay? And so compassionate departure, because I will tell you, without failure, and Nicole said that, not in 5 minutes, they're in opening ceremonies on the stage doing the cha-cha slide and singing at the top of their lungs, when 5 minutes before they were crying their eyes out because they didn't want to leave you. And that's always how it is, okay? All right, keep going, Nicole. The medical dosage form. Talk about that, 'cause that's important.
And so if you have indicated that you would be bringing medication to camp, then we ask that it comes in its original container and bring in the medical dosage form that you can download and fill out from the newsletter. We will have extras as well on hand. The director will have in their clipboard. So if you forget, don't worry. But in order for us to take that medication, it's required for us to have the medical dosage form and for it to be in its original container. And we'll make sure that any medication that needs to stay with the camper at all times, such as an inhaler or EpiPen, is in a fanny pack. We'll ensure that communication to the counselor nearby that's assigned to your kiddos group, we'll have that on site, or it'll be locked in a tackle box that the director will handle administration with at whatever time is designated for you guys. And please, overemphasis on making sure that dosage with that is communicated clearly on the form. And if the director has any questions, they'll give you a call before we administer that.
Yeah, and that includes medication that is as needed, not just prescribed as well, because I know that's a question that comes up with parents. And obviously, we have an extensive first aid kit and those kind of things like that, and we have certain supplies like Benadryl and things like that. if we ever felt like we needed that and we didn't have a medical dosage form you, we're going to give you a call. Okay. And we're going to work through that together. So, but super important. You can download medical dosage form now. You can get it done and it'll be on your app and it's in your newsletter too as well. Okay. All right. Departure. Kind of in reverse, right? Noelle, go through that for us, will you?
Yeah, so again, it'll be in the same place that drop off is in the morning. So follow those signs and get ready for that curbside, pickup. Have that app ready so your director can scan that to let your camper leave. Those things are really important to us. Safety is our number one priority. So like Mike said, even if it's, someone we've known like Mike for 32 years, he comes to pick up MV at camp, he's not getting him if he doesn't have that QR code. It's not
That's
going to
right.
happen. So make sure that you have that ready. We will bring your child out to the car. A counselor or director will bring them out. They'll kind of tell you a little bit about how their day went, share some things with you. And then basically you get in the car and you're going to be stuck hearing some fun camp songs for the whole ride home, I'm sure.
Yeah, and my advice is to sing along, learn them.
Yeah.
It's better that way. I've found that it's mind numbing to have to just listen to the songs over and over while you're in the car. It's better just to buy in and sing yourself. It's a lot less painful that way. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes you might get your camper back and they're just so exhausted that they immediately go to sleep in the car. That might happen too. But yeah, it's another compassionate departure in that way too, bringing them back to the end of the day.
All right. So, but what if I don't get picked up at the regular pickup time at 3:00 and my kid is staying at post camp? How does that pickup work then? Continue with that, Noelle, will you?
Yeah, so that whiteboard outside that Nicole was talking about, on that will be your camp phone number. That is specific to that campsite. You can text that number, say, hey, I'm here to pick up my camper. That someone will escort your camper out to you, again, right up at that curbside. You still have to have that QR code ready to be scanned out for that camper. But it's just a little bit more, one-on-one in that way of you just text when you're there. They'll bring them out anytime between that 3:15 to 6 p.m. time.
Yep. All right. Well done, y'all. I will say this. Car line, we are sensitive about car line, especially in the morning. We know that you want to get to camp, drop off your child, and get to work as efficiently and quickly as possible. We get that, right? I will tell you that when we are a well-oiled machine, let's call that week 2 or 3, we probably can get large campsites in and out of there in like 10 to 12 minutes. Give us some grace on day 1, on June 1. And on Mondays, because parents tend to have more questions. The line tends to go a little slower. We love serving you guys, but we want to make sure that safety is number one, right? You will see, you'll be like, why can't the car line go quicker on June 1? And it's because not everybody has practiced the systems like they have had on week 2 and week 3. Okay, so give us a little bit of grace there. And I promise you, by like week 3, you'll be like, oh my gosh. Like I wasn't even sitting in the line, and you will forget about June 1. Okay, all right. Enough with that. Your first day of camp. I just want to give you a little overview. We're not going to go into. I just lost myself there, but wow, that's kind of crazy there. Now I'm a ghost. Okay, so. I'm gonna go through this opening ceremony. When your child comes in for the first time in the day, every day they're going to go to opening ceremony. So Jake, walk us through what that looks like, okay?
Yeah, opening ceremony is our big start to the day. Like Mike said, there's a lot of energy, a lot of energizers, songs, some games and challenges, dances, a lot of things like that. It's also where we set our expectations for the day. So everything from our 3 R's, the respect yourself, respect others, and respect your surroundings, which are our rules for camp. And then the activities we're going to do today, and then start to break up into our smaller groups. So we bring everyone together, a high energy start, get all the expectations set, and then have an organized way of breaking into our smaller groups from there.
It's like the biggest pep rally in the world is what it is, right? And it's so high energy. and it's a great time. And it's a time just like Jake said to break the ice. And then we go from like that super high energy pep rally, right, to small groups. And Nicole, talk to us about why that's important and what are we doing there?
Yeah, that is the counselor with their assigned group. So ratios for our programs: Discovers 1 to 7, Explorers 1 to 10, and Leads 1 to 12. So they're with that same small group Monday through Friday. I think consistency is so important. So they'll have their same counselor, same campers in that group. Really start to build that connection and community. We'll do things like create banners so they have that sense of additional involvement and engagement and kind of buy-in for the camp week, and maybe come up with a group chant and things like that, and they get to go through their entire camp day with their group. They might rotate with maybe one additional group, but they're all very similar ages. So making sure too, if you have any friends or family that are coming to camp and it didn't include buddy requests within registration, it's not too late. So please reach out to the office, and if they're within similar age groups, we definitely love to accommodate them and be within the same small group. But really important for creating that connection and bond. And we'll have intentional discussions each day, kind of tailored to different character traits that we use throughout the weeks. So it's a great point of connection, and really
Yeah.
setting the tone and day for the rest of the camp.
Look, the heart and soul of a Kidventure Camp day camp program is the small group, right? I mean, that's where the friendships happen. It's where the magic happens. It's where the relationship building and the mentorship from the counselor to the kids happens. It's like it's the best part of camp is the small group in that time. Yeah, we come together for a lot of great, amazing things, but really the close bonds and the friendships happen in that small group setting. So anyway, and then after a small group, they'll do rotations. They'll go to rock climbing and art and science and Gaga and you name it, they'll do it. And then we have lunch. Yes, we do eat. We'll eat lunchtime. We all come back together for lunch. You either bring a lunch or you order off the lunch menu. I will tell you that we have spent many years vetting our our caterers, and in all three cities, we have incredible caterers who provide lunches from scratch that are very healthy, very important to me, but also taste really good for kids, very important to kids, right? That balance, I think, is really, I'm really pleased with that. Those menus can be found online. Go to your city pages and you can find those there. And we'll continue to put those in the newsletters. You can always add lunch, but I think you have to do it by what time? There's a cutoff, right, for lunches? Do you know what that is?
I believe it's
Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
It's
the
when
week
registration
before your-
closes.
Yeah,
the week
okay.
before.
All right, sounds good. All right, and then after afternoon rotations, we're coming back for closing ceremony. Once again, another big gathering, another pep rally. We go over the day. We talk about what we did that day. We have some awards. Kids can come up to the prize box. We sing the Kidventure song, and Friday is the big one, right? Friday closing ceremony is like a giant party, and it's just fun. It's like my favorite part of the day is closing ceremony on a Friday. All right, so we're not going to go into all the curriculum because we've done that, and I don't want to belabor that point. I know there's a ton of questions, so we're going to move on to the team. And I'm back. There we go. I know I've said this a million times, and I belabor the point a lot, and I'm going to tell you, parents, as one parent myself, you can have the most incredible summer camp facility with all the amenities in the world and all the things for kids to do. You can have the best curriculum in the world and activities and supplies and markers and crayons and paints and you name it. It doesn't matter one bit if you don't have a camp team that genuinely loves, is trained well, conducts themselves in a safe manner, and provides for your kids the way a Kidventure staff does. End of story. And that if there's anything that I feel like we are known for, it is our team. I would say the vast majority of our counselors, our frontline camp team, are education students, education majors, social work majors. we dial into them, we recruit them because they want to be a part of the lives of kids for the rest of their lives, right? I can teach somebody how to shoot a basketball. I can teach somebody how to run an art project. I cannot teach somebody to inherently want to be a part of the life of a kid and give of themselves like our staff does. You either have that or you don't have that. And that's one of the things I've learned in 32 years running camp. We start with safety. We have an all-adult team. Everybody is first aid and CPR certified. In the state of Texas, only one person needs to be certified first aid and CPR to summer camp to be licensed. Everybody at Kidventure is licensed first aid and CPR, is certified first aid and CPR. Everybody has a national background check yearly. We run in the lowest ratios in summer camp. We talked about those earlier. Our staff are all in uniform. You can see pictures of them right there. And if you see a staff member in a blue shirt, that means they're a director or an assistant director. If you see them in a red shirt, they are a counselor. They all have name badges on. On the front side of their name badge is their name in big, bold letters. On the back side, what you don't see is their counselor group, the name of your child, any allergies or anything like that that we need to know is on there. All right. We don't show up at camp on a Monday morning and divide up the kids. You're a 1, you're a 2, you're a 3, you're a 4, you're a 5, you're a 1, you're a 2. No, we've already done that the week before. They've vetted. We've had a meeting. They know who's in their group. They know who's allergic to something. They know who has special needs. We've already gone over that. And if we have any child that we have any questions about with regards to their safety or the rewarding experience they potentially might or might not have the next week, we're reaching out to you by phone or email to talk about that before your week comes up. Okay? They all go through. We're in the middle of staff training right now. Like we've done managers, we've done directors, and then we have what's called counselor conference, where we have 3 days of intensive training for those counselors and get them ready. And most importantly, they love sharing their time and talents with kids. They're big kids. They're like the best thing in the world, right? Like they're an enigma. It's not a school teacher. It's not a parent. It's not a kid, but they play kickball with me like one, And I think because of that enigma, they had this really amazing opportunity to impact the life of your kid positively. And that's the way it should be. Okay. Anything y'all want to add about our staff?
The crazy guy with the lab coat in those pictures, he's not always around, but he does pop up now and then.
I know. I don't know why. That is scary. I don't know who does that. Dr. Chaos. All right. Moving on. Let's get back together. I feel, you know what? I do these live streams, and I usually have some kind of technical hiccup. And right before I dropped out of that picture, I was thinking to myself, literally, I'm like, wow, I think we're going to get through this one without any technical hiccups. And then all of a sudden, my screen goes black. I don't know. All right, whatever. Y'all did a great job, by the way, but we're on to the more important things here, and that's the Q&A session here, okay? And so I really appreciate all the questions you guys have put on here, by the way, because they're not just great for you, they're great for somebody else. Oh, Nada, how are you doing? Nada's at home, and she's sending us hearts. Thank you very much, Nada. Love that. And Ben, wow. Love that. Okay, here we go. Sorry, y'all. All right, first question. Thank you very much. Will we receive shirts before the first day? Okay. If you have pre-ordered your shirts, they will be there your first day. Okay. You could always come into the office, I guess, and get shirts and take them home before that. That's the only way to do it. After that, you'll just need to order them through the office. Okay. But if you order them before the 15th at 5 o'clock, I've been told by Kiera, and she runs the show, that you will get your shirt your first day of camp. It will be packaged up. And when I mean shirt, water bottle, Kidventure caps, an Ollie, koala, our mascot, whatever it might be, you will get that your first day of camp. All right. So thank you for that question. Amazing. Next question. Is the app available on Android? Yes, it is. It's been available on Android and Apple. So whatever your flavor is, you can go download that for free and definitely put it on your phone. Get used to it. Once again, you're using the same credentials, username and password as you are when you register for camp through our website. Okay. All right. Which of these team members will be a part of the Kessler location? Who? There you go.
So excited to
Yes.
have your family at Camp Kessler. Can't wait.
We love our Kessler families, our Kessler Bishop Arts families over in that area town. Love them very much. Love the Kessler School. So yes, Nicole. All right, y'all. All right, here we go. We are joining a new campus this summer. I'm curious about the experience compared with our previous camp experience, which was in an established elementary school campus. Okay, so sounds like maybe you're going, because we run summer camp in like school settings, but we also run them in other kind of settings, right? Like master plan community HOAs, right? That have a lot of infrastructure and big stuff. I mean, every site is different from an amenity standpoint, but we only select camps that provide the kind of indoor and outdoor space that we require to run a summer camp program. Some sites are swim sites. Some sites have a swimming pool. Obviously, schools don't have a swim site, right? Aren't a swim site. So they're all a little bit different. But the kind of program that we run, the curriculum that we're running are the same. The field trips that we're doing, the same by city. All of that remains the same. Just the facility, takes on a different nature, right? My hope is that whatever campsite that you choose to go to, we do have parents that go to different campsites during the same camp season, that you'll find something unique and special about each one that you didn't find in the other, right? And then all of them, you make your child happy, healthy, and have a great time. So, all right, there we go. Do we know what the menus will look like? I'm pretty certain we have all the menus up on all city pages. Am I right about that, coordinators? Yeah. Okay.
At the very least, there's sample menus that have the type of foods that are served.
Yes. Um, and once again, super happy with the food that we've been served this last year too as well. So anyway, and there's some options too, right? So with lunches, you can do the full 5-day menu, right? You pay for the 5 days. We don't break it down by individual days, but we do have Pizza Friday everywhere, right? And do we have another option as well too, y'all?
In Austin, we have Taco Tuesday.
Of course. And
Hmm.
why wouldn't you? Taco
Of course.
Tuesday and live music day on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
All right. Do we have any other in Houston? Do we know, Jake? Chick-fil-A? No. I better not say Chick-fil-A. Oh my God, people will freak out. They're like, oh my gosh. Chick-fil-A would be amazing. All right, here we go. Next one. Um, my daughter is going to 2 camps at 2 different locations. Is the same color shirt no matter location correct? Yes. If you go to camp in Austin and you get tacos on Tuesday, you will wear the same shirt then as you will in Houston on a Friday at a camp. It's by age group. It's not by location or city or anything like that. So you are good to go with that shirt the entire summer. Um, I paid for a 5-day lunch package and Pizza Friday. It feels like there's an overlap with cost of food on Friday. Can you explain the cost? Noelle, you're shaking your head. Go ahead.
Yeah, so our wonderful office manager here, Sandra, I think actually sent this in the chat too, but that is just some kind of issue there with the system. You don't need to pay for both. If you're 5-day catered lunch, then you are already getting Pizza Friday. So if you see both of those on your account, just reach out to your city office and we'll remove that Pizza Friday for you so that you're
Yeah.
only paying for your 5-day catered lunch
Yeah, I
package.
apologize for that. That would be really stinky of me to charge you for 2 meals on a Friday. There must have been a glitch in that system, but if you notice that, please let us know and we won't make you pay double on Friday for pizza. Okay. Uh, thanks, Noel. Okay. I love the screen-free environment. Thank you so much. As we're talking on a screen. Uh, and I know it seems kind of weird about that, but look, you know, um, I think one of the things, and I'm going to get on my soapbox now. I think one of the things our kids are struggling with right now today is the amount of disconnection from one another, and the over connection with screen time. And summer camp is this amazing platform where we can bring kids and mentors and camp counselors and everybody together to really learn how to create amazing friendships that don't require likes. And it's in real time in the real world. And so, yeah, it's not a place for us at camp. We don't even watch movies at camp, y'all. So we create our own movie at camp. There you go. Thank you for that, though. I appreciate the comment. Another one. Okay, here we go. Love the screen-free environment, but what type of communication will take place with parents of Discover campers? Well, we talked about 3 of those, right? The newsletter, the app, and then your customer service rep. If you ever want to talk to a director, if you ever want to connect with that director, we're going to make that happen, right? You know what I mean? And we know, especially with our 3s, 4s, and 5s, a little more attention and care is oftentimes needed. And we're always available to provide that and give you feedback and talk to you about how your child is doing, or how we can make that experience for your little kiddo a better one. Okay. A lot of times we don't get that feedback. If you get feedback from your child when they come home, share that feedback with us, right? I've always felt like summer camp is a 3-way street where it works best when your child and you are all working together to make that experience for your child the best it can be. When all 3 of those parts are working together, we got every opportunity in the world to make sure your child is thriving. Okay.
Mike, can I add to
Yeah.
with the Discoverers, especially that phone number on the outside on your whiteboard outside your campsite, that will take you straight to your director. So if it is an emergent need, or you know there's something you need to let them know of really quickly, you can always give that camp phone a call, and that'll connect you directly to your director. Just definitely give us some grace, as they are with the campers, and they will do their best to answer as they can, or give you a call back if they happen to miss your call.
Right on. Good job. For the app, should my husband and I use the same login? Yes. Yes. Pro tip, take a screenshot of your QR code. If you have an authorized pickup other than you or your husband, or even your husband, if he wants to use that screenshot, send them the screenshot. Okay. That way, all your authorized pickups don't have to get into your account. Are y'all with me? A little safer for you, and I think it's easier for them. Makes total sense. Screenshot your QR code for each kid, right? Unique code for each kid, okay? And that'll make it a lot easier. Hope that answered your question. Yeah, great tip here. You can also add QR code to the Apple Wallet and share it that way. That's a real pro tip right there. Okay, thank you for our tech professionals out there. Thank you. All right. Question about leads. Leads allowed to self-carry their EpiPens, or are the EpiPens required to be kept in with the counselors in their fanny packs? Thanks. And we all know the answer to that question. Somebody want to answer that one? Nicole, so I don't have to talk.
It will be kept with their counselor at all times. But if you want to talk about it more with your city's office, I get this question a lot, especially with overnight camp and our 13 to 16-year-olds with Echo. Please just reach out to us and we'll talk through it, and can talk with your camper too, on first aid camper leading up. So just reach out to us, but it will be kept on the counselor.
Yeah. Yeah. We have these really specific fanny packs for medications that need to be at your child's side at all time. Okay. All right. Great question, by the way. All right. We're getting there. Let's see. Here we go. Is there a cutoff time for drop off if we're running late one day or have a doctor's appointment? Who wants to answer that question?
I can take
I
that
can.
one. That's a
Oh, go for it.
You sure? Okay, sorry. It's a great question. You just call our office. Definitely let us know. We'll communicate with the director. Like Noel had said earlier, that whiteboard's going to stay out there all day, from open to close. So when you do arrive, you can just give that number a text or call, and we'll be sure to greet you at the car and get you guys in the day. Very mindful of life and doctor's appointments in the summer for sure. So just communicate that, and we'll be ready to greet you at camp whenever you guys can get there. The only thing I will say be mindful of is on field trip days. Again, another important thing to read the newsletter. Know knowing when those field trip days are, maybe not scheduling doctor's appointments for those days, and ensuring that, the
Oh, yeah.
departure time when we're leaving site is communicated to you, and the absolute last time you can be there on that day.
Yeah, if you want a sad kid crying in the car, it's come to camp after the touring bus has left the campsite for a field trip. That's not a good one. So make sure you know. That's a great point, Nicole, to know when your field trip days are. Just let us know if they need. Some kids get pulled out for tutoring in the summertime. Some kids get pulled out for medical visits. Whatever it is, when you let us know, we can plan for that too as well. Okay. All right. I'm rifling through this. Kira, thank you so much for helping out with some of these questions on there. How many shirts do you recommend? Discover Child. I mean, every parent's different. I have some parents that have a shirt for every day. They do not want to do the wash. You know what I mean? I would have at least 2 or 3 shirts, honestly, especially with the Discover. We're messy. I'm going to tell you that straight up right now. Okay. Your kid's going to come home with stuff on their shirt from the art project, maybe some dirt from, the playground. I'm sorry, we're a hands-on program and we're going to have fun. So having 2 or 3 shirts, with an extra one ready to go is always a good thing. Okay. That's what I'd recommend, Brooks, is Brooks coming this year? Brooks.
We're working on potty training right now, so maybe towards the end of summer, but for sure next summer. I know.
Man, I'd be doing that.
Jake's very excited for Charlotte to come.
Charlotte's coming this year. Everyone, I'm speaking personally to my staff, but I know a lot of them are parents with kids that have just been born in the last 3 years, and so it's like a big deal when your kid at Kidventure gets to go to camp for the first time. So potty training takes on a significance, right? For sure. So, all right. So I see 4 different QR codes in my app. One for myself. Ignore that one, unless you want to come to camp. But chances are you've aged out. One for my husband. He can definitely not come to camp. And one for each of my kids attending. Which one is needed for drop off and pick up to scan? Just the ones for the kids? Absolutely. You got it. I'm sorry. It creates that QR code for you because I think it just does that by default. But we don't need that one. We need your kids. So get to your kids in the car line. They'll scan one, swipe, scan the other, swipe, scan the other. Boom, you're gone. Okay, just like that. Great question though. And one that comes up, it will come up the first day of camp a lot, okay? Shout out to all our Rough Hollow families, by the way. Yes, thank you very much. We love you at Rough Hollow. All right. We're in you. Okay. Oh, someone is buying for Taco Tuesday in Houston, by the way, as if they didn't get enough from Cinco de Mayo yesterday. Okay, noted. I mean, that is very much an Austin thing. If we didn't do Taco Tuesday in Austin, somebody would really complain. That would be weird. But yeah, I agree. I'm all down for Taco Tuesday anywhere, no matter where I'm at. Taco Tuesday should be a thing. Thank you for that. It is noted. I promise. Is your menu allergen friendly? My Aeon is allergic to milk, egg, and peanut. It is not allergy free to everything that kids can be allergic to. That's first of all. Peanut, yes, if I'm not mistaken. But milk and egg, I think it lists it on there. Talk to me about that, y'all, because I'm not well versed there.
Yeah, there are some options, and I think it may vary by city as well. But I know here in Austin we have a veggie option, vegan option, and things like that. So definitely just check on those options that are available at registration. And if it's more than what we're able to accommodate, we would just suggest packing your lunch, just because our caterers can only do so much. And so, if there is not an option in there, reach out to your city just to check in. But you may have to pack a lunch too.
Okay, for Discovers, is there a scheduled nap time or is it optional? It is optional. You would never have been able to make me nap when I was 3 years old. I would have fought you tooth and nail. But we know that some kids need their nap. Okay, that's one of the things that we ask you in the registration form, and we'll make it happen or we won't make it happen. But there's a chill time, a time to relax, okay? Oh, somebody's saying hi, Nicole. All right, everybody. I think that is all of our questions. I'm gonna a few important dates, and I hope we don't get cut off because I don't know how much I paid for this plan, and last time it cut me off a little early. But May 15th, pre-order shirts. Don't forget that. Balance is due 10 days prior to session if you haven't paid in full. Newsletters are sent on Thursdays before camp begins each week. June 1st is our first day of camp. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Immunization records are due before the first day of camp. I know this is like pulling like teeth to get immunization records, parents. I know. Another immunization record that needs to be turned in, but please do it. You want us to be a licensed, accredited summer day camp program with all of the things in place to make safety happen for your kid. That is one of the stipulations. So if you haven't got your immunization record in, you know who you are. Get it in to your office, and let's check that off your box so you're good to go, okay? And then last but not least, that was fun. Did y'all have fun?
So much
Yeah.
fun.
So
I
excited.
love hanging out with y'all. I miss y'all. I can't wait for the summer. It's going to be great. 32nd year of Kidventure. I'd like to thank all of our parents for joining today. This is recorded, so if you missed, we're going to put it on the website. The easiest way to do is just go to kidventure.com, go to the top navigation bar under Parent Resources, and drop down to Webinars. And then we'll have that up here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. We still have spaces in camp in certain sessions in certain places. Let all your friends know. Spread the word. Camp is best enjoyed with your neighbors and your family and your friends. Okay. I appreciate your time and thank you for all you do, and particularly for all your really thoughtful questions that helps not just yourself but everybody else. We'll see you at camp. Bye, everybody.